You deserve it. You earn it. You should reward yourself with a tax refund, etc. That's the slogan. That's the sales pitch to get you to buy the products and services that you may or may not need. It has become harder and harder to resist the temptation of keeping up the Joneses and follow the herds. Inspired by Your Money, Your Life by Wiki Robbins and Joe Dominguez, I created this purchase calculator to help you decide if the purchase is worth your life energy in terms of hours spent today and opportunistic cost for your future self if you were to invest the same amount in the stock market. There is nothing wrong with purchasing the products and services that bring you and your family fulfillment and moments to cherish, as long as they're for you and your family, but not to keep up or gain acceptance or admiration from people you may not like or people you may not know. What I value should be different than what you value and should be different than what people you know. I spent $45,000 to install an in-ground swimming pool, and that was worth every penny. Growing up poor, not having anything, not having any birthday present, to me, having the capability to provide my kids the childhood that I never had was worth it. I get to see my kids' joy, I get to hear their laughter, and to have family come and gather. It's worth it. It's that memories that we can cherish forever. But if you ask me to spend the same amount on a brand new truck, a brand new SUV, not worth it for me. If you ask me in my 20s and 30s, unfortunately, I was into speed. I wanted to be seen in a nice sport car, and that was the past. I'm not a financial advisor, a tax specialist, a doctor, or a lawyer. This is not meant to be a financial or tax advice. I'm only sharing my failures, learnings, and successes. We spend roughly 2/3 of our life sleeping and working, leaving 1/3 of our life to enjoy what life has to offer. So it is in our best interest, it is in your best interest, and the best interest of people around you that you spend your money wisely. Here is the opportunistic cost calculator. From consumer mindset to wealth building mindset. I have 3 bullet points here. Purposeful spending today for passive income tomorrow. A penny invested is more than a penny earned. And lastly, you can make more money, but you cannot buy back time. Time is the most valuable resource. On average, of course, there are people making more, people making less. So I'm just putting a $20 per hour average. I have 4 different examples here. It's popular truck, Ford F-150, Toyota Tundra, of course, iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the latest and greatest television. So if you look at Ford F-150 for 2024, it ranges from $43,000 all the way up to $77,000 and change. So let's just say $50,000 for a Ford F-150. And if you want to buy that truck, you put in $50,000. The calculator will calculate based on your base hourly pay and your effective tax rate. Keep in mind, the effective tax rate is not the same as marginal tax rate. This example here is for tax year 2023. A head's household, their taxable income is $90,000. Keep in mind, taxable income is after all the applicable deductions. In this case, for a head's household, the federal tax owed is $13,501. Their marginal tax rate is 22%, but their effective tax rate is only 15%. That's because America is a progressive tax system. The first $0 up to $15,700 is taxed at 10%. And between $15,701 and $59,850 is taxed at 12%, etc. The first $15,700 is taxed at 10%, so tax liability for that amount is $1,570. And then the next $44,149 is taxed at 12%, So that's another $5,298. The remaining $30,150 is taxed at 22%. So tax liability for that portion is $6,633. That brings a grand total for the total tax owed of $13,501. Put in your effective tax rate. So in this case, let's assume a 12% effective tax rate. Off the top, $2.40 are taken out. Payroll taxes, Social Security at 6.2%. Another $1.24 are taken out. Medicare, 1.45%. That's another 29 cents. And then Michigan state tax is 4.25%. So Michigan takes another 85 cents off of your base $20 an hour. Before the money gets to you, total taxes is about 23.9%. And $4.78 will shave off the top, leaving you effective hourly wage of $15.22. And that's not factoring any medical insurances and city taxes. And keep in mind, this is just a rough estimate, not exact. In this section, I calculate what this purchase of $50,000 truck, what it costs you hours today. It costs you 3,285 hours or 82 weeks lost, assuming a 40-hour work week. For your future self, the market on average returned 8.3% from 1991 to 2020, adjusted for inflation, according to Fools.com. And if you were to invest the same amount for 30 years, that one-time purchase of $50,000 will accumulate to $546,794. You need to ask yourself, what do you need that truck for? If you are a construction worker, if you have real estate side job that can benefit from the truck, or that is used to tow your trailer for family fun vacation that you get to enjoy and cherish, if that is worth it for you, purchase it. But if you buy it for other purpose and just sitting around doing nothing, just depreciating, then you may want to think twice and be honest with yourself. Is that $50,000 truck worth 3,285 hours of your life today, or 82 weeks, or your future self of $546,000? It's up to you. If you want a Toyota Tundra, Toyota is known for reliability and durability, but if you look at their average cost, it ranges from $57,000 all the way up to $72,000. So let's just say $60,000 for this truck. Is it worth 3,900 hours of your life? Is it worth 98 weeks of your life? And is it worth costing your future self $656,000? Keep in mind, most Americans don't just have one new car. They may have 1, 2, potentially 3 cars in their lifetime. So purchasing a car is a big deal. Our next example is our beloved Apple products, the iPhone. If you look at the latest iPhone, iPhone 15 Pro Max, for a 512 gigabyte storage, it will cost you $1,399.99. Let's just round it up to $1,400. At $1,400, that's 92 hours that you need to work to afford it, or 2.25 of your week. And then for your future self, if you only purchase it one time, that's $15,310 if you were to invest it for 30 years. And if you like other people that change their phone every year, every 2 years, it can add up pretty quick. Super Bowl is here. March Madness is here. Let's enjoy the game on the big screen. It ranges from $1,600 all the way to $8,000 if you want an 8K TV. I'm just gonna put the middle road, $1,600. It'll take you 105 hours to afford it, or 2.63 weeks to afford it. And if it's only a one-time purchase, that costs your future self $17,497. Albert Einstein has a quote, Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays for it. Let's say you want to start calculating the little items. Starbucks $5 a day, $25 a week, and then eat out $10 a day, $50 a week. So that's about $75 a week. If you were to put $75 here, if you do that on a weekly basis, that's $519,000. Crazy, isn't it? Now, if you outperform the market, instead of having an 8.3% return, let's say you have a 10.3% return. Big difference. $40,000 purchase. If you only purchase at one time, that's $437,435 at an 8.3% return. If you're a rock star at investing at a 10.3% return, that's $750,000 for one purchase of a car. There you have it. Purchase decision calculator inspired by Your Money, Your Life. And I will attach it in the description so you can download it and put in different hourly wage that you earn and put in the item that you plan to purchase. And if you're honest with yourself, it can be a great tool for you to decide if this is worth purchasing or not worth purchasing.